Boats and hose, boats and hose. I gotta have me my boats and hose. Hello, Aqua here again. Welcome back to Resonant Rise 3. I've got some issues. I've not been on the server for a couple of days, and I've come back on. My base is not very robust. A lot of things are broken. If I leave my network on, all my power drains out. My golem there was causing loads of lag, so he's gone, so I need to work out how to get the cake down for the Kikimorus, because as you can see my mana pools are draining out. The farms are broken again because of Ender IO. I actually want to change these away from Ender IO, so I want to actually make all these farms. Well, I want to make at least the wheat and the what do you call it, netherwort into golem farms like this too. So that's easy done. But the main issue I've got at the minute, as you can see, I logged on. I had no LP because my KSTF thing down here was turned off. But look at this chat spam. It's we think, I've been talking to Nero about this. We think this is modern interaction between Thaumic and the Drill of the Dead from Sanguimancy, which is what the ritual I'm using down there. Thaumic added the champion mobs, which generates named mobs. And it looks like these named mobs can generate on KSTF. And it looks like the Drill of the Dead, this ritual I'm using here, that insta-kills. It's like a Well of the Suffering, but it insta-kills instead of doing ticks, instead of doing damage ticks. It looks like that kills mobs instantly by voiding them. So, even if it wasn't going to void them, I still think we'd get this message. Well, no, we won't get this message if they died normally. It's only when they fall to the world we'll get this message. So because that ritual's void killing stuff, then we're getting that. So I'm going to have to change this. This does work, but until there's a way of turning that chat spam off, I think it's not the most ideal way of doing this, you know. Full of danger down there. So what I'm going to do is, the first thing I'm going to do this off camera, is I wanted to show this last time, see if it worked, and it certainly does work. But what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to turn this off, make sure I'm back up to 4.5 million. I've only been on about 20 minutes, so it goes up really quick without all that KSTF down there. I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to pull all that KSTF up, and what I'm going to do is that wither skeleton spawner that I had over there. It's a bit cheesy, but I'm going to put the wither skeleton spawner down under the altar there, and I'm going to have it redstone controlled to spawn wither skeletons, and I'm going to destroy everything apart from the wither skulls. So I'm going to probably have a barrel full of wither skulls. Yeah. There's another method I wanted to try. If you can get the demons from blood magic, I might do this later on. Demons from blood magic, the ones that you spawn, when you kill them you get a little demon spawning orb. Someone told me in one of my comments, thank you very much, it's a very cool idea, that you can use an autonomous activator to spawn the demons, let the Will of the Suffering kill them, and then have a vacuum hopper or something pick up the orb that gets dropped, put it back into the autonomous activator, spawn more demons. That sounds like a fun idea, so I might do that, but that's probably going to be later on. But now I'm just going to change this to the Wither Skeleton spawner, and I think I'm actually going to make a zombie shard, because my base, of course, runs off nutrient distillation, which I use netherwort, which is why I want to make sure that netherwort farm is a bit more robust, and rotten flesh. So rather than having a wither skeleton spawner, I'm probably going to want a zombie one. So yeah, I'm probably going to fill a zombie shard up off camera as well. Yeah, back in a bit. Well, things have gone a bit wrong. Right, first of all, I said about doing a zombie spawner in the soul shards. I'm not going to bother doing that. I'm going to set up the zombie spawner on the necromancy tablet from Thaumic Tinkerer. So I shall be doing that. Now, I've just set up something downstairs. These bags are quite cool, by the way. Let me just sidetrack a minute and open one of these. These are ready by Thaumic. Ender gear, gold, emeralds, diamonds, gold coins. Gold coins you can smelt into gold nuggets, and as you can see, I've been getting a lot of them. So it looks like any kind of mob spawner, because of Thaumic. Also got knowledge fragments and potions in there as well. Any kind of mob spawner involving, because of Thaumic now, seems to spam you with a lot of these. So I need to find some way of automating, sorting them out as well, actually. Right, got an issue. My soul shards ended up in there because because it just blew up. Wow. So I've just been doing a little setup down here, and we're still getting chat spam. So I can't be done with chat spam because it's not fair on a server. So this ain't going to work. So I can't use this method, which is unfortunate because this drill of the dead's pretty cool. But I'm going to have to go back to a normal well of suffering. But it's still going to work with this soul cage, apart from if it's going to blow up like this. Now, what I was going to show you was this fancy thing that I've just made. Let me. So how do I get? Right, hang on. What I actually need to do is make this do the opposite, don't I? So, dear. I actually don't know how to uncamouflage the thing. Right, what I've got is I've got a little bit of Steve's Factory Manager here. That stone brick is not actually a stone brick. That is a redstone receiver. And I've got two camouflaged cables there, and I've got a redstone emitter there. And when the lever is on, it actually puts a redstone signal out this side here, where the soul cage was. Now, I just turned it on, spawned about 20 skeletons, and as you can see, just spawning 20 odd skeletons. I got 4 of them, so maybe like 20% of the skeletons were these named ones. Fiery skeleton, before he fell out the world, he firebombed the thing and it exploded. The soul cage exploded. So that could be an issue. I don't know if that's just because I'm in here. So if I'm not in here, that might be alright. I'm going to have to change that to a Will of Suffering. I want to show you this. And I realised I've derped because I don't know how to turn the camouflage off. Let me quickly turn the camouflage off. Okay, that's easy enough then. Yeah, I thought that might work. All you've got to do is, I've created another one that's got nothing set in it. So I've selected the 4 blocks and I've got nothing at all else set apart from I've got update bounds. So that puts them back to normal, right? So we can see the normal blocks. So what these are advanced cable clusters from Steve's Factory Manager. And these are, you can see looking at them, that one there is a transforming cable camouflage and a redstone receiver. Them two are just transforming cable camouflage, and this one is a transforming cable camouflage with redstone emitter. So if you look at Steve's Factory Manager, that's these things down here. So first of all, you make a cable cluster, normal cable and pairs. Then you make it into an advanced, so a normal one with 8 cables. So it costs you 9 cables and 3 pairs each one of these. And then you need to make your transforming cable camouflage, which is like a tier 3 camouflage. So your first one is just red, green and blue wool. And your second one takes 2 of them and 2 iron bars to make that. And then your third tier is your transforming one. And you need the transforming one to be invisible, I believe. That's sticky pistons. So then what you do is you combine the cable cluster and the transforming cable camouflage and whatever else you want. So one I combined with a redstone emitter into your crafting square. So in there I had a advanced cable cluster, transforming cable camouflage and a redstone receiver, and then one with a redstone emitter, and then 2 with just the cable camouflage. So that's how I made these things. Cool. So what you can do is with the camouflage bit, you get this thing here, camouflage updater, and what I've got here is I've selected just a block that's number 30, that's at Y38, that's this block here, they're at Y39. The block at Y38, I have done it so it'll update its bounds, so when it's standard it comes like that. You click on update bounds, it says there about collision and bounds going to be updated in transformable cable camouflage, which is why I think we need this transformable one. So update bounds, yeah, and then what I've done is I've set the camouflage there. I right click on the thing to stone bricks. So when that one's turned on, that one becomes a stone brick. Now, the ones below it, what I've done is in the bounds bit, instead of 0 to 32, I've set that to 0. So basically I'm saying they're invisible. And the collision's invisible as well. So what all we need to do now is if we change that trigger onto that instead, that one becomes a stone block. And them 3 become invisible. Which is cool, but that's still a redstone emitter. It still puts out redstone. So let's have a look at the actual other bit. All you've got to do with this is when you get a trigger standard, it comes like that, and all you've got to do is there, if you click in that bit, connections, and change it to redstone controlled, it changes the way it is. It becomes like this. So that's what I've done there. So that's just a normal trigger set to redstone controlled. And we've only got one redstone receiver, so I've selected it. And I have selected the downside. So it requires the downside because my lever's below it, yeah? So this is the redstone receiver, and I've selected the downside. Oops, still in there, aren't we? Redstone side, yeah, and then don't have to do anything with that, don't have to do anything with that. And then below that, we have got the condition when it's a high signal, so a condition when the lever's on, and a condition when it's a low signal. So basically what we're saying is, when it's a high signal, we selected the emitter, so we've only got one emitter, yeah, which is at the end there. And the emitter, I've just left it all the sides, and it seems to need a strong power, this one, which is like a lever or a button on a block rather than just touching the block. So this is putting redstone into the block. That's what my understanding of strong power is. It's putting redstone actually into the block like a lever would, rather than just touching redstone to it. And I've just left it on all the sides, so it doesn't matter which side it's on. And I've just left that as it is, so that's just a full redstone signal. So that's all you really have to change there is that to strong power. Select the emitter, put it to strong power, and then when it's on low signal, you want to turn it back off again. So all I've done with that, selected it again, and the output when it's on a low signal, so when the lever's off, is change the 15 to a 0. So basically what we've got is, if we turn the camouflage off again, so you can see when the lever's off. Well, you can't see it anyway because it's camouflage, even like that. When the lever's on, that's putting a redstone signal out there. That's all you need to know. And what this lets me do is lets me really nicely hide this under there. All I need to do is put another brick down, and boom, we've got a nice little disguised thing. Cool. And you can't actually see any of the redstone at all. Right then, I'll change this to a well of suffering. I'll make a new cage. The cage is cheap itself, isn't it? The cage is just 8 bars, I think. Soul cage, where are you? You're a raft cage. Oh, there it is. Empty soul cage. Yep, 8 bars. Get that made, and I'll probably put some dark glass on it so the mobs can't see me, maybe. Or maybe just don't come down here. Right then, I've got a fresh cage and just falling down here, and I've changed it to a well of suffering. It's a bit dark. It's my captive bitch up there is putting out fog again, so it's making my video a bit dark. It's not really ideal, for being honest. Anyway, so that goes there. That goes in there, and it's turned off. Oh, it's turned on. What have I done? What have I done? Oh, that's never going to be quick enough, is it? Oh dear, that was a nightmare one. Oh, things have gone wrong really quick. No, let me down there. Step assist, you're not helping. Right. Oh, Jesus. This is ridiculous. So, I can't have that, can I? And still when they die, we get for the world. That's with a normal well of suffering. So it's not the. Oh dear. Is it because of the containment then? I wonder. So next step then is to try to avoid ritual containment, and I'll probably go back to the drill of the dead and see if it's because this is kind of juggling them into the air, which of course means I'd have to put a cage around it, but that's fine. Let me try that. Ha! 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 Come here. Oh, 30. Okay then, nearly done. I made a powered spawner for cows, and I've got my cursed blade here, so I'm actually getting these aspects, and I'm also filling up the soul shard. 1014, a couple more will get us to 1024. I don't know why I really need 1024 when I'm tier 5, but you know, I thought I'd just run out then. So let's turn that off. Active with signal. There we go. So I've now got a full soul shard for cows. Ridiculous. So I took the ritual containment out, and it was still doing it. So it looks like it's well of suffering or the drill of the dead if they kill the champion bosses from Thaumic, well, I think if any, if I don't actually know. It looks like either of them methods. Got 2 cow trophies, wonderful. Either of them methods, it looks like it creates that message, and it's unacceptable on a server for me to spam everyone with that. So I've got a different route. I'm going to try a cow spawner and see if it actually works in here. Now, one thing to remember when messing around with rituals is I've changed it a little bit down here. As you can see, I made a nice little cage in there. Of course, because the way I've changed this, I didn't actually need any of that Steve's Patch Manager, so I've took all that back out again. This does, however, need a strong signal in it, so what I've had to do is I've had to use a redstone conduit. Instead of just having the wireless receiver straight on the bottom of the cage, I've got a redstone conduit, and the redstone conduit is set so it's a strong signal, and that works, but it don't work if you just have it straight touching the cage. So what I can do now is I'll show you it with the skeletons anyway. So I'll put it back to a Drill of the Dead. You can change these just by using your Ritual Divine on the Ritual Stone because of the same pattern, which I forgot about earlier because I pulled it all out earlier when I didn't actually need to. I could have just... I can't get out. Let me out. I could have just used the Ritual Diviner and changed the Ritual out and pull the Ritual Stones out, but because I am forgetting more things than I can remember these days. So that's with no ritual containment, that's back onto a Drill of the Dead. And that's killing them rapid. We should start seeing the message pretty soon. I'm back down to 2.7 again. There we go, I'm going up again. Cool. And now, not getting the message. Come on. So I guess it's it is a chance thing if the mobs that spawn in there are the Thaumic ones. Apparently it's only the Thaumic ones that drop all them loot bags, so you can see how many I've been getting. So it looks like maybe not all of them spam the message, are they? As if it's now working. There we go. So we're back, and I won't spam decks with that. So I'll turn it off again. But they're staying there fine, and they can't see me out here, so that's also fine. So if I break the shard, this spawner, what I get back is the cage and the soul shard. And unlike soul shards 1, when you used to do that, back in the original, that had turned to a normal skeleton shard. So that's actually an upgrade. So now we've got a cow in there. So mean. I mean, skeletons are bad guys, but what's a cow done to anyone? So so the question here is this going up? It is. So there we go. And because cows won't spawn as champions, I'm going to get so much beef. It's ridiculous. Because cows don't spawn as champions, we won't get any of that fun out of the world message, hopefully. So all I need to do now is put this... I just want that to be on a not gate now, don't I? I have to put this back onto the comparator that's up there. And yeah, sorted. So that's took a bit of time to sort out, but I'm sorted. Now what I want to get on with next, this might have to be a short episode because it's getting late already, and I can have run a short episode or run a day late or try and look at all these bloody ink sacks everywhere. It's ridiculous. I've got a makeshift squid ink spawn as well. I need to sort that out. I built that when I first started, and I didn't have respiration or anything, so I couldn't really build the pier down properly. But I keep forgetting about it. I need to sort it out. Does that still say the same thing? Yeah. So, what I want to do now is... What I wanted to do was carry on with the alchemical furnace thing, but I need to get this sorted because I'm going to start running out of this resource if I don't sort it out. Now, I was playing around. The server was down earlier, and I was playing around in my single player test world, and I was trying to use a Britannia solution for this, but it's just a little bit clunky. You can use an open crate. An open crate will drop whatever it wants onto a plant called a Ranapacorus, I think it's called. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of that. Let's have a look what it's actually called. Ranon Carpus. Ranon Carpus, there we go. What that'll do, if you drop the cakes on top of it, and if you have like say a diamond block under the block it's on, and you have some diamond blocks here, or if I had living rock, and I had a living rock underneath the block that the Ranon Carpus is on, it would place cakes on these living rocks. Possibly them one, I'm not sure what kind of range it's got. But you end up dropping loads of cakes, so you need some kind of redstone control, which you can do with a comparator on the mana pool, because that puts out a signal when it's full. So you can do that, but then you need some kind of piping and all that. It gets a little messy. So what instead I'm going to do is I'm going to use a non-magic-y method. Speaking of magic-y methods, just a sidetrack, someone also kindly told me, I think it was Mango Games, MMG, I can't remember his middle part of his name, said about using another Sangomancy ritual down there for the lighting instead of the Greg's lighting that I've taken out anyway. There's a Sangomancy ritual called the Enlightenment that does a AoE light effect that I was going to try down there, but it turns out I don't need it now because of the way I've changed it. But thank you for the suggestion. It was very cool, and I would have given it a try. Now I think I might have already made one of these blocks. Look at all the junk in there. It's ridiculous. As if I made 64 of them by mistake. That was when I was automating the living wood and living rock. Right, I shall have to make a couple of things here. What I'm going to make is I'm going to make a clock from, I believe, Extra Utilities. Yep, Extra Utilities redstone clock. And I'm going to make a block placer from open blocks. Is it open blocks? I don't know. Oh, 27 bloody block, idiot. Block placer, let's try and narrow that down a touch. There we go. And yeah, it's from open blocks. Block placer, nice and straightforward. And yeah, that, and one of the wireless comparators from Automagy, and I'll get them bits together and we'll put something together really simple up there, and it should be nice and lag free for the server, not unlike like the golem. The golems seem to be getting a bit confused with trying to place cakes, so this should be a bit more server friendly. And yeah, when I come back I'll see how high the cow slaughter's got to. Oh man, cow slaughter. Let's have a look what's going on here before I cut. All the beef and all the leather. Okay then, so yep, I'm getting the beef. I am getting the beef. Let's see quickly where we're up to. We're up to 4 million, so that's going up okay. Farmer Dave skin. Cool. So what was the last time I checked? 3.1 million, and that hasn't been too long. Oh, poor Dex, stay my zombie. That was not me who caused that to happen. But there we go, we're up to 4 mil, so that's going up pretty quick. And all I've done is I put a NOT gate underneath the conduit, between the conduit and the redstone receiver. So that'll turn off because I've put the transmitter back where that comparator is up there. Okay, so onto this then. Now I was going to do this to this one, but I actually, ideally, I want it to only turn off when all 4 of these are full. But it looks like I'm only going to do it when one of these is full. So I could make more comparators and stuff, but I'm actually going to do it to that one. So that crystalline eye is set to that mana pool. Now, the first thing I need to do is, I've got one of these barrel hammers here. If you shift right click, it goes through all the different. Ooh, I don't know what that one is. You have trouble holding your. Oh, I don't know what that one is at all. So it's the resonating one. I've gone past it. Son of a bitch. Resonating, cool. So what I should be able to do with that is I should make these so they're not linked anymore, these two B-space barrels. So the other one is up here. Let me turn my magnet off because that's going to cause me issues if I go in there. Oh, look at that. Oh shit. There's cows everywhere. I thought I'd turn that off. What do you turn back on? No axe. Clearly 2 axes. Why you lie. So yeah, the other barrel is in here. Right. So if I shift right click with it resonating. The resonance vanishes. Cool. Ah. Let's pull the B-Space upgrade off. Okay. I didn't want to do that. I did not want to do that. Now, if this makes cake, it's going to make a mess of this. So, I'm putting a B-Space on there. What I want to do as well is I want to put a hopper upgrade on that as well. So that's now got a hopper upgrade on it. Door keep bloody shutting. Something redstone in the door. What the hell? Oh, you're killing me. Screw you, door. So, if we look at this now, it's got one more thing on it. It's got B-spaced again. It's got a hopper here. It's all good. So it's got one slot left out of 31. Right. I think them the wrong way around, but it don't matter. Don't matter. I should have brought this one really. So now if we do break this one, no, we don't need to break this one. What I need to do now is put a hopper upgrade on this one. This is the one I actually want the hopper upgrade on. But to put an upgrade on one, they have to be either to have these B space. They need to both be exactly the same. So I could not have added the hopper upgrade to this without having them disconnected, which is why I had to disconnect them. So now if I resonate by hitting it with the resonating fork and then come back up here, and now that's because it's got stuff in it. Get out. Ah, there we go. So now that one is linked again back to that. Excellent. Everything's a bloody chore, isn't it? Nothing's easy. This, by the way, Pam's Harvestcraft. I've not done anything with it yet, but I just made it to see what it was like. Check it out. With emeralds, you can buy the seeds for all the different Pam's Harvestcraft stuff. So if you are looking for anything in particular, Pam's Harvestcraft, and you can't find it, then you can make this guy. It's called a market. I have to tell the people on Utopia this because I know people are looking for certain plants. Emerald with some wood around it gets you this thing called a market. I'm not sure if it's on the version we've got on there, but I don't know how new it is. But everything's one emerald. It looks like there's every single possible seed from Pam's Harvestcraft in that. Very cool. Just one emerald to get you going. So if you're really looking for something like, I know Kiki on Utopia was looking for cactus fruit and just couldn't find it. So that'd come in very handy, I'm sure. Right, how am I going to do this? So now what I can do with this is... What can I do with this? How do I want to do this? It's going to be ugly no matter what I do. That's my problem. That's why I don't really want to use this method. I want it kind of a bit tidier. I'll tell you what, I'll make it ugly and then I'll redo it less ugly. Is there anything under there? That was a light, but never mind. Right, well, first thing I want is I want my comparator. And then I want to put my crystalline eye on there. So that will turn on when that mana pool's full. And then I want my redstone clock. Now the reason why I've done this bit is because I'm not sure if having this trying to place cakes when it's full is going to cause lag and error message out. So just to make it clean, if you will. That's no good. Will a wrench turn you round? I hope a wrench will turn you round. It's going to save me some trouble, if you will. No. It's open blocks, or maybe something like a caster or something might turn it round. All I have to try and do is just place it the right way. See if that works. I want to place you that way, please. Yeah, that'll do. So, this needs a redstone signal, a redstone pulse to work. So that clock is going to be pulsing that. What I haven't done is, I've added the hopper upgrade to this, but what I've not added is a hopper facade, which you need to do as well. So that tells it which side to hop out of. There we go. So now, if there's an inventory next to that facade that can be placed into, then the barrel will automatically put stuff into it. And there we go. So that's going to start filling up. Why are you not placing anymore? That's not on, is it? That's on, I mean. Right, what I need to do is I need to add a dense crystal because that had some mana in it. It put a signal out, of course. So the comparator was putting out a signal of 1, which is enough to turn that off. So I need to get a dense crystal in between that and that. That actually don't look too bad, does it? Might as well leave it like that. But yeah, when it's full and there's a cake there, then I didn't want this keep trying to put a cake there in case it caused server lag. So that's why I want this little comparator bit with this, just to turn it off when it's not actually putting anything out. That doesn't look too bad, does it? It could have looked worse. So if we put the floor back in, it's going to look like that, isn't it? Yeah, I'll have to do. There's a nice, I guess, lag-free solution. I've still got my cake production, and I think it's going to be better than certainly better than the golem was. So pretty much any time there's an empty block in front of that, it bangs the cake out. And see, that's full of cake in there, and that's all good. Right, I'll get the dense crystal made. The dense crystal is the same as what's down here. And I'll see if we've got time for anything else. I might have to wrap up. I don't really like putting out episodes shorter than 30 minutes. So that's a dense crystal. What you can do with that is that sets that it'll only put out a signal once it hits 15, so it'll put out 15 into that. That is surplus, I believe. I could have that straight next to that because that put out 15 here. Oh, I've got that like that. That should just be there. I'm sure that should just be there like that. So the only issue with this, of course, is this will stop when my altar gets to 10 million. So when it actually comes to me doing a demon invasion, I'm going to have to overrule that and let it go up to 15 million with all the runes of the orb. Right, I'll get another dense crystal for that. So there's my dense crystal, which is just 2 red crystal either side of a sliver. Slivers you make just by putting a shard in the wet till you get 4 of them, and the dense, the red crystals are just redstone with a bit of vitreous in your crucible or your alchemical construct. Very cool. Love automagy. I'm not really using it much to its extent yet. There's some really cool things with the brains that I'm not really using. Which is the one that I am using. It's the golem inhibitor. Is the only one I've used. But there's 6 things for one for each colour brain. Let's take that off just to be on the safe side. So yeah, if I want to click this on the green thing there, and I want to put it all the way to 15. So now, even though that is getting a signal, we can't tell what it is because I've not put a normal crystal there. But even though that's getting a signal, this is flashing this way because that's putting a signal into that, but that don't matter. That's flashing on and off. What's important is when it pushes this way, and that will only light up when that gets 15. So that will only light up when that guy there is full. Excellent. So that should happen very shortly. Yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, let's quickly then, while that fills up, and then I'll wrap the episode up, because we're over 30 minutes, so it's a reasonable time. Next episode I will get on with finishing off connecting up the advanced alchemical furnace, because that's what I wanted to do this episode, but all this shit needed dealing with. Otherwise, I've logged on to massive nausea, and my self-sacrifice altar was not built, so I had to rebuild that with nausea, which was fun. Right, automagy. In fact, I'll just quickly show you that before we come back and have a quick look at automagy again. What I was planning to put speed runes here, but I didn't have them made, so there was no runes there. So I had to quickly come and break some runes from down here, and then I didn't have the right size node, the right size orb for it. But after that, I decided I've made 14 of these guys, runes of dislocation. These are what we're going to need when we make this into a Cry of the Eternal Soul, which is what I'll be using to make my tier 6 orb. So I've added 14 of them, runes of dislocation. We're also going to want 19 runes of acceleration that I cannot make yet because I can't get enough blood into the altar quick enough. But we're slowly getting towards tier 6. I'm going to make all the other sacrifice runes I need for the tier 6 layer of this, like I've already done the tier 6 layer of the other altar. We're just waiting for the demon invasion stuff. Right. So yeah, some things I want to get into with Automage. If you're playing with a pack, and if you want something interesting to do that, you maybe haven't seen anyone do. This guy, a thermostatic spire, looks absolutely awesome. You create a spire. When it does it, it's an AoE charger for the thermostatic harness, and it looks awesome. That is using the yellow brain. Yellow. This thing, Netherman, Dave told me about this before I'd done any of this, and it sounds really cool. You can use this to get various nether materials, including lava. So it's a really cool looking mystical construct. It's like a gateway, I guess, and we could use that to get altar, to get lava. I mean, and I might actually do that and change the ritual there. Now I've got the Serenade of the Nether that was keeping the gate up until I ran out of mana, of course. Until I ran out of LP earlier, so I need to re-establish the gate there. I might change that under there just for the sake of using that, because that's a cool way of getting lava. Now, depending which one of these you use is what material from the nether it brings. And then Signium, I've not even looked at these two. One of them's like, I think, oh man, I don't even know which one's which. That's like an AE system, but we don't need that, which is why I've not really looked at it. I can't remember what that one's for, and that one's for if you've got a load of bottled warded jars. Anyway, right, I'm just babbling now, so I'm going to wrap up the episode there. Thank you as always for watching. I was hoping that was going to fill up. It's about there. Should we wait and see if this stops? Come on. Tell you what, let's help it on its way. Let's quickly just pinch that off there. Come here, you. And you go on there. As you can see by the fact I've got shards in my inventory, I got jumped by the Eldritch. So there you go, that one's full. So things have stopped. Why are you no place to cake? Oh, because it's stopped. Cool. That works then. So because that's full, that's, as you can look at there in the whaler now, power 15, minimum 15, so that is putting its signal into there. So that's stopped there, so that should be creating no TPS lag in that state, which is exactly what I wanted. Excellent. Not as fun as a golem, but yeah, it works. Cheers. Bye.